has to offer where Lucian can't deal with it, right? So
Yeah.
going into it, it should just be based on how the players are playing, and we'll just see if the blasters can actually do work this time, right? Because that's one of his main weapons. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's a weapon where we see Luna pick up, and he does a lot of work with it in some matchups. And the matchups where he just can't get anything going with it. Those are not good. I'm sure he needs them to get the knockouts when a signature is not gonna work.
Oh, and this looks like a very different Luna from the last set. Already so dominant in this first stock. A great ground pound to counter the gravity cancel Sig coming out from Zyroxx there. Luna was able to just get so much chip damage at that first stock with blasters alone, and only had to go off stage and hit 3 different attacks in order to confirm that first stock. This is such great zoning potential that Luna's bringing out. Oh, good lord. Zyroxx has not been able to find anything in this first game. Recovery's out. Overzealous with the ground pound there. Honestly, though, I don't think that's... I mean, obviously, it's not ideal for Luna, but that was just on the onus of Luna themselves. There wasn't really much that we got to see from Zyroxx that enabled Luna to lose that stock. It was mostly just Luna versus himself. And, again, immediately responding, big turnaround comes out. Zyroxx loses the second stock off stage fairly early again. This is going to be an absolute mountain to climb now for Zyroxx.
That sidelight there into the ground pound is going to just tag on, but at this point you actually need big strings. You're not just going to get him with one sidelight hit and then nothing after. Especially with the defensive Lucian, he goes for that same read that he went for earlier, but it didn't work out earlier. In fact, cost him his stock, and it's going to cost him his stock one more time.
Wow. I mean, good lord, what is there even to say about that game? Luna was able to just completely control the movement of Zyroxx from beginning to end. As soon as we saw, maybe outside of that second stock, I suppose, that one singular time, once we saw Zyroxx go off stage, that was the end of the stock. And this is going to lead immediately to a pivot away from the Black Knight over towards the Hattori pick.
Yeah, this matchup should be a little easier. I mean, it's just the weapon difference, right? The sword is going to be able to get closer into the Lucian to deal some actual damage rather than having it space him out with the lance and stuff.
Already seeing double weapons coming out from both of these players. A good setup though, well, from Zyroxx at least in theory. Goes and overextends deep, tries to find that early stock takedown, unarmed, and Luna just feeling so comfortable, jiggles in the air, waiting to see what the next move from Zyroxx will be. Starving out, zoning out these weapons, ensuring that only now the spear can be picked up, and damage has already been applied. But not enough damage to already sell out this stock and make it in Luna's favor. It's orange and orange between both. It's just a matter of now seeing what the next play will be. It's going to be Lucian stuck into the air. Zyroxx looking to find any sort of that damage once more. Trying to confirm off that neutral sig. Doesn't enable much. Luna there for the immediate punish pivot with the recovery. Does enable that first stock to go back into Luna's favor again.
The Katars are out, and it is Katars versus an arm, but he is going to pick up that spear almost immediately. The side air. Not going to do it just yet, but the weapon throw on that rush recovery. I'm actually surprised he recovered that early, considering that Katar recovery does have that high priority where you can use it against the wall. But 3 unarmed recoveries are going to do him a lot more than that Katar recovery did, as he tags on a good bit of damage on Sadly's stock here. Now they're both playing this neutrally here. The downlight sider is going to be the punish on that sword sidelight, and the weapon throw is going to give him some space, but he goes over aggressive with the dodge in, and with his dodge gone, Luna takes the stock from orange to knockout.
Yeah, and with low defense on Hattori there in the very small blast zones on small Brawlhalla, it's going to be a lot more difficult to find that value so late into these stocks, at least from Zyroxx's side. Zyroxx wants to bring Luna off the stage, and we've already seen what Luna can bring out here, especially from game number 1. It's a risky play, but you have to go all or nothing here in order to just get these stocks to be even again. Pogo after Pogo after Pogo after Pogo. It's met immediately with a down air into a nair, sending Zyroxx again what seemed like back down to the blast zone to end this game. He is able to magically bring his way back forwards. Plays for the patience here for Luna, need to get back onto stage themselves. Now Luna's in the hot seat there. Gravity canceled down light into the immediate ground pound is good. And now, one stock each, even if we don't see this game go in Zyrox's favor, Remy, this is looking a lot more confident than we saw in Game 1 on the Orion.
Yeah, he had a very good interaction there on that second stock, and seems to have woken him up as he's able to get these consecutive down airs and neutral interactions against Luna. Luna, once again, going for that over-aggressive option there. You can see he's not really going for reads or anything. He's just going for the end light and takes it straight into the neutral air. But that's not a safe option, because if you get woken up on, like we're seeing Zyroxx do here, you're going to be the one that's getting hit. The end sig is going to give some room for Luna. He's trying to close this game out before it gets any more detrimental for him. But Zyroxx has the answer, the neutral air, the pogo. Luna's running out of options, but Zyroxx just a bit too impatient. And now it's going to come down to that experience gap that we were talking about in the previous game, where it's Zyroxx, he needs to find a KO before Luna can confirm his way out, because Luna's going to be able to see these options way easier than him. And Zyroxx wall flipping again. Weapon throws just to get his way back to the map, and the weapon spawns right on Luna. Luna doesn't opt to take it, and downlight recovery is going to seal his fate, sending him 1-1 with Zyroxx into the third game.
Yeah, and I think the big onus of the second game was just confidence coming out from Zyroxx. Really found their footing with that sword, kept Luna at bay for the longest time, and even though, again, we weren't 100% sure, obviously, who would win that second game, regardless of the outcome, this Hattori pick has been a gleaming wonder coming out from Zyroxx here, and with Luna taking a little while to choose what their next legend will be, I'm wondering, though, off of that immediate loss, if we're going to see maybe a bit of a reset here with Luna going to Diamond Head instead of returning with Lucian.
I don't think he should switch off anything. I mean, we saw from that game, Zyroxx was just like waking up, unleashing his inner beast towards the end of that game there. You can see just from the damage starts alone, after he seals off Luna's second stock there, it was all the Zyroxx show. Look at the damage rack up, how consistent it is going through across the board. And sure, he may have fell flat at the end there, but you can see a certain point where he just stops taking damage. Luna just stops getting hits and looks for KOs instead. And now Luna's the one banning here. He takes out Brawlhalla and decides to go for a bigger map.
Yeah, you called it perfectly there. Luna, remaining on the Lucian pick, was still dominant, and I'm happy. I would have been happy no matter which legend we would have seen between the two, but I think the Blasters here can find a lot more added value on a larger stage like Apocalypse, and we've seen how Luna loves to play offstage Apocalypse too. There might be a little bit more breathing room for Luna to find more capitalization against Zyroxx here, but Zyroxx immediately wants to pivot into that gameplay right away. Tries to stuff Luna off the stage with that sword. Luna does return though with the guitars. It's an even game in terms of neutral. Weapon thrown, sent away. Zyroxx now having to play on that back heel, waiting for the weapon to spawn, and Luna's not giving any opportunities for Zyroxx at all until he goes off stage to have an opportunity to get past him to go for that weapon spawn. But the spear is out.
This game is so insanely even that if you just told me like, yeah, that's Megd, I just believe you. Like that's the stock, that's Luna's stock.
Oh. That was so good. The weapon throw coming out from the spear, and the option that Luna could have had to even get close to Zyroxx and go for that punish off stage was just completely nullified. And now the back heels on Luna again. These blasters were able to find so much the recovery. Remember, blast zones from small Brawlhalla to Apocalypse, much larger now. We'll be able to find those early stock takedowns that Luna took advantage of in game number 2. Instead now, that damage has to go to that deep catch-up red in order for Luna to find those recoveries, and what do you know? Speaking of the devil, is able to find it with relatively no damage in the second stock.
Work is finally being done from Luna there. He doesn't take too much damage on that second stock, but now he has to get back on the train of dealing damage, right? The sword is picked up again, and we've seen him do some work with it, but it was mainly the spear that was getting him those big wins, and Luna playing very aggressively with these blasters, lining him up all the way into the sky there. And Zyroxx's only answer back is one singular ground pound.
Yeah.
As I say that, the neutral interaction is going back in his favor. Weapon throw trying to stuff him out. The ground pound is completely above his head rather than trying to go for a downlight or anything. And now the blasters are back, dealing damage once again.
Yeah, big question right now is how is Zyroxx going to respond to Luna just being overly aggressive with every single option that he has? These nairs attempting to fish out Zyroxx. He's pivoting around, but he can't find the entry point to go in for the downlight with the sword. Instead, throws the sword away, looks for the spear. Luna tries to punish for the weapon spawn, is unable to do so. This next stock is going to be so important for the rest of this set. The down air sends Zyroxx below the stage, forces to run around. Luna reads it like a book and goes for the signature, sends Zyroxx down to their final stock.
just the edge of the down stick. He didn't even get the part of it where he goes over the edge, right? We saw him still stay on the ground, and he just gets the big animation hitbox of it. You know?
Okay. Luna's like, you know, it's all good. We'll keep going. But yeah, Luna just starts that stock off immediately. All engines revved up. Even though that was a bit of a misplay, I suppose. Maybe connection issue, who's to say, in the end of that second stock. What?
He almost just got Zyroxx. I just got worried because he hit the ground pound, and it's like, what's coming next is going to be the down air, but Zyroxx defaults back to a safer option, goes back to the map, and now they're once again just trading in neutral. That ground pound could have been deadly if it was spaced any better than it was. But the end light comes out, and now Luna is taking the back foot here, the ground pound, the down air. That's confirmed.
Wow. The offstage play now from Zyroxx really warming up on Apocalypse there. Both these players just want to go all in terms of just how overwhelming they want to play against each other. And I wouldn't be surprised as we go into the next game. Maybe it'll just be almost exclusively offstage play. We're kind of revving up to that momentum from game 1 to now. It's getting more and more offstagey.
Yeah, it's getting really dangerous offstage. It feels like Luna doesn't even like fear this guy at all. And Zyroxx is giving him a lot of reasons to fear him as they're playing here. That last stock was actually like a lot of well-placed moves. That GC Endlight sending him into the corner of Apocalypse. And then the ground pound, just to confirm it, knows he doesn't have a dodge, so he doesn't go for down like ground pound or anything. And now Luna is the one sitting here against Zyroxx, who swapped off of his first pick, forcing Luna PR1 versus PR165 to switch off something else.
And we saw Luna take a while to select Lucian going into last game. And I brought up the question, would we see the swap away from the Lucian into the Diamond Head? Remy, I want to throw that question back at you again. Are we going to see it now?
I mean, will it be Diamond Head? What does Diamond Head solve here that Lucian can't already? You just give up your blasters for gauntlets, which aren't that great into the spear anyway, aren't that much better into the sword. I mean, unless you like know his dodge patterns or something, it just doesn't do anything. At this point, you just lock in the Taros and you just let him have it. Or maybe something just like different, right? Because the weapon, I mean, let's be honest here, the character is just not the issue. Luna gave up a stock, it's falling off. So
yeah, I was gonna ask
that's another
that
thing
too.
to mention.
Yeah, because this could have been a totally different game had we seen Luna not kind of have that mistake at the end of the second stock. But looks like we do have that swap. We are going to go to the Roman Reigns Taros pick. I think that's a really, really cool option here, and you're right. There's going to be a lot more setup potential. Axe and Hammer, again, remaining that same dominance off stage. Maybe we could see a little bit more priority with, let's say, Hammer recovery off of what, you know, Zyroxx loves to bring out, especially unarmed offstage gravity cancels. There are a lot of options here, and I think lastly, just having such raw damage output could be good to kind of stifle away Zyroxx in these early stock rounds.
Luna, we know Luna's Taros, right? It's just going to be that consistent gameplay relative to Kaina, where it's just like, I'm hitting these sidelight nairs, I'm getting these nair juggles and stuff. It's Zyrox's story to tell, honestly. When all is said and done, the victors tell the story, so if Zyroxx can win this, we're going to be talking about how he did it, right? We're not going to be talking about how Luna's Taros takes another victim. We're going to be talking about if Zyroxx can land these spear nairs, win these neutral interactions, and find his footing against this axe gameplay. And we're going into it. Luna instantly picks up the shovel, and Zyroxx throws away the spear or the sword.
Yeah, I think just being up close and personal here would be a great way to kind of bait out these swings from Luna. Right away, though, the shovel, like you mentioned, good to kind of put Zyroxx at bay. Ledge guard was out. Attempted signatures from both sides. The gravity cancel neutral sig punished heavily by Luna, not giving any breathing room at all for Zyroxx. And that's stock number 1 immediately. Off stage. What, 5 hits maybe in total for Luna to completely shut down Zyroxx.
There we go. This is what we expect when we see the Taros comes out, right? That offstage aggression from the Lucian is finally paying off, as that Cider just sends him so far in orange that he can't even make it back to the map. But Zyroxx fighting back almost instantly with his Sakura. GC downlight's going to send Luna into the air flying, but not going to be enough to knock out, but that Tipper, that edge on the top of the sword will.
Yeah,
He
double
starves
recovery.
mapping weapons, keeps the spear in hand. Luna, let's not forget, is on tournament game here. If he loses this one to Zyroxx, well, we don't even need to talk about it if he loses, because he's setting up for GC downstages like that, clearing the map of weapons, and now Zyroxx is going to have to do a lot to get this game back on, but he's already been lapped off of one combo alone.
Yeah, and this Taro swap has been baiting, or not baiting out, it's been promoting Zyroxx to play a lot more signature heavy than we've seen pretty much the rest of the day so far. Gravity cancel neutral sig, just waiting to try to catch out Luna if they do overextend off stage. Luna, knowing full well they have this buffer room of a whole stock to work with, is not giving Zyroxx anything. Instead, it's Zyroxx to force Luna off stage, and now Luna, trying to play that same exact game, is looking to see if they can just end this here, right now. Recovery doesn't connect though. A big pivot back and forth. Zyroxx moving away, knowing full well they're so heavily damaged on this final stock, they cannot afford a single sig to hit against them. But now the hammer's out, trying to fish for the setup there. The downlight into the near pivot with the down air, not enough to connect. Luna with weapon throw, giving them breathing room. A setup from Zyroxx though for the gravity cancel downlight. It's the ground pound. This is it. Zyroxx has to hold on to this stock, has to play it perfectly once again. We've talked about this plenty of times before in our casting block, but right now, Luna just needs a single hit against Zyroxx. Yep. Yeah, a single hit from anything at all, and Luna looking as ferocious as ever.
Now, going back into the map bans here, that was not fast enough for any other legend swaps to come in, so we're seeing the same characters, and this is good from Zyroxx. He saw himself get knocked out early, and it won't matter anyway, right? So he just this time says, all right, I'm not going to let Luna ride his stocks as long as that was happening, and he's going to opt to go to Brawlhalla. But you have to play your neutral first. If you're sure you can maybe get some early kills for yourself, but your neutral has to be spot on, or else you're going to be the one falling to Eros in orange, and you're not going to have any answer back for it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how much value Luna was able to gain when Zyroxx was just barely hitting orange, going for gravity cancel signatures of any type, just to send Zyroxx away into the blast zone on Apocalypse of all stages. Now you have a much smaller stage, you have much smaller blast zones. Luna could just go for like 3 signatures and possibly just cheese out a stock away from Zyroxx.
And so far, Zyroxx hasn't even been able to get a weapon here. You're seeing he kind of wants to get that unarmed interaction, but because of the fact that he misses it, Luna's just able to starve him even more. And now he's starving Luna of these weapons, but he's also throwing them away from himself. So you're seeing the nerves kind of come in here, and it's like, okay, you need the weapon so you can win neutral here, so you have to keep it in your hands. There it is again, thrown away, and it's getting angsty because you can't even tell what weapon he wants. It's not like he's throwing away the spear to pick up the sword. He's throwing away the sword as well, so he needs to make up his mind. And as I say that, the end light once again is going to take him off the left side of the map.
Yeah, these are great raids coming out from Luna. Recognizing the fact that Zyroxx loves to go for these weapon throws to start up a combo. Spot dodging that, going for the punish with Zyroxx not having any weapons at all, and at the same time starving out the remainder weapons on the stage has been a bread and butter combo for Luna thus far in this game. Now, Zyroxx does have the spear, but he throws it away again. He can't find any sort of spacing control against Luna. He's opting to go for the sword, to go up close and personal, but recovery doesn't connect, and wow! A ground pound, sending them away now to their final stock, tournament stock, Remy. Luna, looking so dominant here, has yet to find any disadvantageous events at all in this game.
Luna just reading that situation so correctly. Yes, the first downline recovery was a good option, but after you punish that second one, you just know he has 1 jump left. Because you sent them that far with 1 jump left. So you just go for that ground pound, close off that second stock, and now Luna, the world is his oyster. He's just playing peacefully off stage, seeing if he can fish for an early knockout. If he loses his stock, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter too much. And Zyroxx is finally going to find that downline recovery on stage, but you're in last stock. You're in last stock yellow, 2 hits, and then Taros does a signature and your stock's gone.
Yeah. Right now, Zyroxx, it doesn't feel like he has really many answers other than when Luna's unarmed. The axe is bad at Coward again. A dare, a weapon throw away. Luna has so much room to spare right now that he can afford to get rid of that weapon. And like you said, all it takes is like 3 or 4 hits right now for Zyroxx to be eliminated from Summer Champs. Luna, hammer in play. Looking for the setup to find that punish. A Nair is sent out, Zyroxx to the skies. All it takes is 1. These recoveries has been fished out by Zyroxx over and over again to find some sort of anything at all, but the leverage was only there for so long. Luna with a 2-stock lead brings it back home in game 5 to send Zyroxx home.
An aggressive GC downlight from Zyroxx is going to seal his fate there, as he has to land with no dodge against hammer. The stomp Sair is all it's going to take at that point, and Luna, off the back of a bad opening, cleans himself up, shines his shoes, picks his Taros,